I work for Highlands and Islands Enterprise as an export advisor, and I also work in conjunction with Scottish Development International. And my role is to work with companies that don't export yet, to encourage them to export, and also to help what I call passive exporters. That's typically a company with less than 15% of their turnover that's exports, and to help them from being passive exporter to a more proactive exporter. Well, the advice is the most important part, I believe. It's the first stage in any process working with a company. Fortunately myself, I've done international trade for 30 years, so hopefully I can pass on some experiences that companies don't have to make expensive mistakes that I may have done in the past. But the advice is really just sitting down with companies and taking them through. It's a journey with them. You know, exporting is not a quick fix. It's a long game. But it's sitting down and working out a company's aspirations, where they might want to go, you know, if they're interested in exporting, if they're right for exporting, and you know, identifying any gaps. We're really trying to increase their exporting capabilities, if you like. So, you know, that can be a range of programs and advice and assistance. The training side can be one-to-many or it can be one-to-one. The two most popular programs are for companies that are wanting to export for the first time, to attend an introduction to exporting, and that's typically a 2-day course to give them a feel for what's involved in exporting. And the other very popular program is what you call an international strategy workshop, and that's on a one-to-one basis, you know, where experienced trainers come in, they take you away from your work environment and they sit down and they go through a strategy with you to make sure you're comfortable with that. It's a great time to be exporting for companies. You know, the Scottish Government's putting a lot behind it. They want to see more companies exporting across the board. Typically finance can be available. There's Highlands and Islands Enterprise is just introducing a Go Global grant, which is a very practical support method for companies. The best way is probably explain it. If you were based in Western Isles and you had to travel to Edinburgh to go to a trade mission or an exhibition, not only can they support you with your international travel to get to that overseas exhibition or event, but they can also look at supporting the cost from the island to, say, Glasgow or Edinburgh. So it's a very practical way of assistance. There is also other ways that can assist you as well, a wide variety. It can be technical assistance as well. And the one I always tend to use can be, you know, if you want to trademark something, intellectual property, whatever, or if you want to use the services of a translator, you know, there's a lot of practical help that HIE can give you. Well, Scandinavia is a very, very good market if you're starting exporting for the first time. They're in the Northern Hemisphere like ourselves, so there's a sympathy there right away. We share cultural links, historical links. They obviously speak English as well. You know, most of the guys at school learn English. And they're very similar taste to us as well. They're quite direct in meetings, but they're very friendly as well. Once you get to know the people, they'll tend to be quite loyal and they'll stay with you for life.